it'll really just go a long way to helping. This is a best of 7 grand final. We do start in the top right hand side of the map with the red Protoss player. It is Deer. Taking down TY in those semi-finals and looked pretty good while doing it, but remember, he went 3-2 against Impact yesterday in the quarterfinals, so has not had the cleanest run when it comes to then playing against the Zerg. So we'll see how that maybe changes in the bottom left-hand side. Our blue Zerg player is Solar. Solar looked pretty darn good in the semi-finals. In fact, Solar's not dropped a map here in this tournament so far, so if I had to pick one to win this, I honestly would say Solar. Solar's ZVP is consistently been quite scary and quite deadly, so yeah, for me, Solar is kind of the go-to choice. Just in this matchup in general lately, he's actually been a real monster, so kind of excited to see what he brings to the table. As this is best of 7 again, China Team Championship preseason grand finals. Just as a couple of people are asking in the chat, I will just mention that we will be doing more than just this today. We're going to be doing the ESL Open Cups, the replays. We will just go straight into those after we finish up this tournament, I think. So basically, obviously yesterday ESL Open Cups were played. Obviously I wasn't around to do them because we were casting other tournaments, this and the UFC Championship. So we will instead do those from replays after this today. So if you missed yesterday's Open Cups, we will have that for you. If you saw yesterday's Open Cups, then, well, after we casted these matches here today, there's not much else for you to see. And I'll see you later, but we'll probably mostly be doing the European one. I think that had the most interesting bracket. We have some of the replays from NA/Korea. I'm not sure. We'll kind of just start with Europe and kind of see how the stream goes and see what the numbers are looking like and see if you guys are having a good time. See if someone donates me, $2 million, and then, maybe we'll cast all 3. You guys know the drill, right? So, just to give you guys a bit of a plan for the day. As you do see an Adept making its way down to the lower left side of the map. So, initial Adept Scout coming across here, getting this ready to go. A little bit of information grabbing in the very early stages. And that's pretty much where we're at right now. Just watching this getting set up. Depth will not do very much in the end. Oracle now on the way out from Deer instead. So just getting this Oracle up and running. We do see a few lings pressing forwards in towards the Adept. Those will have to be a little bit careful. Here's a couple of queens coming on through. And again, just this Oracle-based opening to get us started and get this underway. Gate coming in on that Cybernetics core as well. A couple of queens here from Solar heading on out to the main base. Obviously, they're going to be a big part of defending against the incoming Oracle and so on. Gate about to finish up. This Overlord gets shot down off over to the right hand side. And again, just seeing Gate coming up then. On the bottom side, we do have an Oracle making its way forwards. And go scouting across the map. Stargate number 2, so it is going to be lots of Phoenix here early from Deer. Double Stargate Phoenix, a star that's, it's come in and out of, kind of presence in the meta, really. As of late, as these Oracles, do you find a couple of drone kills early? So a couple of drones going down. Nothing too crazy, though, overall. And again, just going to be seeing the Rotron dropping down here from Solar. So getting that up and running, getting rolling. You see a couple more Phoenix on the way out also. So again, just a little bit of build up early. Phoenix count growing and a few Zerglings will begin to gather together. We'll see Deer Pulling back over to this left-hand side, and again the roach run from Solar is about to finish up. Queen's very quick to keep those oracles pushed away right now, as we'll see. Solar continuing out to the upper right-hand side. A few more roaches coming in. Lara about to finish up. More Phoenix still coming through. Of course, Solar doesn't know about this. The initial Phoenix shut down the Scout and Overlord, so now Solar can't see the fact that this is double Stargate, and that's obviously one of the big surprise factors of this. So again, Phoenix just going to be readying themselves to come across the map. As again, a few Zerglings here from Solar just hanging out the front, just trying to pick up any info you can. The thing is, you're going to see no real tech units here, and so you've got to be wondering, well, what is that tech? He's about to know anyways in a second. This Overseer will be shot down by the fleet of Phoenix. So now you know, as the Overseer gets taken down. And Solar, well, starts to set up those extra Spore Crawlers, drops down Hydra's Den pretty much right away. And we'll see if maybe, you should not see as much Stargate or double Stargate play into the, as of late. It had definitely had a phase where it was a bit more popular. As you go into Hydras quickly, there's always that possibility of, you know, nowadays building up into Lurkers as well. They are more of a, you know, a real option in the PvZ since they got an upgrade to take them up to 10 range. So that is something we could see too. So eyes open for that possibilities. We have Lings and Roaches of Solar setting up over to the right-hand side. Just going to be seeing the Ling Roach army diving up into the upper right. Phoenix pressing forwards. Going to get rid of a bunch more drones here, so 7 workers dropping in again. The Phoenix, well, one of them gets taken down. The Queen shots looking good, and the Roaches of Solar just going to be continuing up to the top side of the map as well. So Solar coming all the way around up to the top, as we'll see the Phoenix coming back on through then. Plus one attack in, start, charge about halfway done. 6 extra gateways continue to come up. Also here's again these few Phoenix of Deer just going to make their way out, down, through to the bottom side of the map, and just going to be looking around. Sees these roaches that were kind of poking across. Solar decided not to do much with them. For the Phoenix, these are just free pickings. Sometimes you bring these roaches across just to try and bring the Phoenix back home. You kind of sacrifice a few roaches to give yourself time to build up a proper anti-air force, but obviously the Phoenix didn't fall for that trick. They've just been flying around, hanging around as well, as we see the Phoenix chased away by a few of the Hydras that started showing up. Roach speed will be finishing soon. The Hydra's range finishes, and Hydra speed will be the next upgrade. All the speed upgrades, Balin speed as well. So Solar getting up into everything that's going to speed up this army, and he is just going to play Lingbane Hydra for the moment. And then we'll be left waiting to see what that eventual transition may be, as the Phoenix make their way down to the bottom right-hand side. Again, a few more Lings coming up, a few more Hydras coming in. Muscar Augments is building up on that Hydra's Den, as previously mentioned as well. Just a few Zealots making their way down to the bottom side. Again, Ling Roach Hydra knocking down a set of rocks, and again, the Prism of Deer coming all the way around the upper left corner. See what he can do with that in the next few moments as the Hydras gather up on the edge of the creep spread. Some Roaches going to be pressing forwards as well. Plus 2 attacks starting up from Deer on the natural expansion on the Forge, and again, Zerglings making their way to the top. A few Roaches coming over. And Prism just hanging around. And there is a bunch of Banelings morphing in. So 15 Banes on the way out so far. And as we're going to be seeing the Prism ready to harass. Obviously, that's one thing that might pull Solar back a bit and keep him busy. So it's one way for Deer to keep some aggression in this game in the early stages. Solar is sending a few units here and there. He's actually going to shut down the Zealot run by on the bottom side. So that's already a shutdown. Nothing to be gained. So we're just going to drop down the infestation pit. So looking towards the Hive Tech and still wondering what that Hive Tech might look like. I would imagine probably just movement towards Broodlords. As you see this army of Deer pulling away to the right side. You can see attempt of Lings running by here and a few Banes showing up, but they got shut down pretty quickly. So both players having their run by attempts shut down pretty hardcore at the moment. Zealot's not doing anything. Ling Bane not doing anything. So this game just continues to advance on through. Now we see a Hive and a Spire, so it looks like the play will be towards the Broodlords of that Greater Spire. Meanwhile, Dia's already going into Fleet Beacon, so he's also preparing for the late game. So both these players are just very happy to sit back and say, yeah, let's go into the later stages of this game. Bane's coming through, a few of these Zealots going down. And a few more Banes crash in, and again, Zealots just being picked off here as Solar takes a couple of storms off those High Templars. They press forwards as well. I'm going to be seeing 2 more carriers from Dia on the way up in the main base, so bringing those couple extra carriers up, more Banelings. Also setting up from Solar down on the bottom side of the map. The rest of these High Templars coming across. Ling, Roach, Ravager. Sorry, Ling, Roach, Hydra, Bane. Doesn't do anything on the natural. I mean, this is where Solar kind of wants to be a bit aggressive at least. You want to start putting yourself in a position where you trade decently, because then you can move into the Brood Wars a bit more safely. That was huge. You got Banes that connected on the High Templar before they dropped Storms. And that's a big issue. In fact, no Storms really dropped here at all. Now some coming in from the top side. But I think just killing off those first High Templar might give Solar enough of a push through to actually just clean out this game right here and now, because those Immortals are going down. A big round of Zealots will warp in. Okay, he will not push through and win the game, but man, it felt like he might have done after those High Templar dropped. Everything was dying. Only one Immortal really survives this, and you know, a few Zealots that got warped in along the way. Now, Greater Spire coming through. Obviously, this was the point where Dia was a bit weaker because he's building into carriers. Obviously, those carriers are not far from being up on the map now, as you see our Ling Hydra engaging again. A few Banes sneaking through again. Maybe Dia has just gone into carriers a little bit too soon right now. I mean, are these Hydras enough to break through a couple of carriers? It's very tough to say. It looks as though he's going to get on top of the first one. It gets to a shield barrier, which will keep it alive. Now he's maybe going to pay the price of not having targeted down those interceptors. A few Lings breaking their way in towards the mineral line. Tell you what, is he going to regret not just taking down the 4th base? Mothership shows up, cloaks the carriers, and saves them in the last few moments. And now a few more Zealots going down. Queen's being picked away. Carriers coming in from the north side again. And Templar's going to come and join up with the rest of this. A couple probes go down. The Greater Spire from Solar going to be finishing up in the main. And again, Roaches, Hydras getting ready to go. The rest of these Zerglings coming forwards as well as Adrenal Glands. Sets up on the spawning pool. Nubitas Carapace. Yeah, no overworld speed at this point. Maybe just go into a few Hydra drops as well, right? Try and work your way around this larger, kind of very powerful Protoss army. I feel like Solar's going to really regret having not just killed the 4th base. I think he felt like this was a moment where he could just push in and win the game. And instead it's been a moment where he's pushed in and just traded out, actually not even that greatly. And so now he's really regretting, because again, this 4th base should have been dead, right? There was plenty of units to take it down. And I think that's just been a misread from Solar. And honestly, it might be a misread that cost him the game, because right now, he is pushing across the map and looking really, really good. As we do see more Creep Tumors being picked away at, and well, what is Solar building? Well, he's getting that Corruptor count up, yes. So he's definitely getting a way to fight this air army. I guess let's see. Tidewalk drops down, a few Banes trying to reach the Zealots, and they will do that. The Zealots don't really last long at all, but then there's not much else to happen on the ground. It's all about this air fight. And if you win this air fight here as Dia, they're pretty much going to close out everything else. There's a couple of Corruptors and then a few Hydras. The Interceptor count's just not that high. And that's maybe one of the issues as the Mothership goes down, and now suddenly you're going to see Carriers continuing to drop. So Carriers still going down very quickly. A few more Zerglings showing up to fight the Zealots, which is nice because then the Hydras can focus a bit more on the Carriers, but 2 extra Carriers showing up. Dia is just about able to keep Solar at bay here for the moment. A few more Archons pressing forward, Zerglings, Hydras, and Queens setting up as well. +2 air weapons on the Cyber Core, and going to be seeing a +1 flyer attack upgrade on the Greater Spire as well. Army of Solar continuing out up to the top side of this. I just pressing on Peru, going to be picking away a couple of those Zealots. Continue to fight for a moment or two here. I just don't know if Solar really has the numbers right now. Just don't know if Solar really has those numbers right now, as Dia will hold on, will push this back. He loses a few probes in the process. He has Zealots up here ready to run by as well if Dia finds the opportunity, finds the chance. Zealots, Sarkons, Carriers. setting up at the moment then, and the new mothership about to pop out. So mothership pops out right here. We'll start to cloak up whatever it finds. Jumps in, Hatchery taking some damage on the left-hand side. Zealots will be pressing back through as well. A few Zerglings getting picked away at. Hydra's taking some shots. It's a cleanup though. Solar not letting Dia do too much harassment, but again, it's the larger army. Never mind the harassment. That's probably going to be the issue, right? You can see the carriers, the Archons, the High Temple, the Zealots, all of this pressing down into the center of the map. So making their way down to the bottom left-hand side, and well, that's going to be seeing this army continue to push on through. There we go. This is a big fight that feels as though Dia should win. The Corruptors take down the mothership. Man, honestly, just the Archons can win the game, right? There's just so many Archons in the ground that there's just no way. Even if the Corruptors win the air battle at that point, there's actually just no ground army. GG's, and Dia takes game 1 of this. Honestly, like 1,300 subs is ridiculous. Like I said, we're going to drop below 1,000 within the next few days. But thank you everyone who's managed to push us up to 1,331 subs. It's crazy. Alright. Let's go into game number 2 in the top left-hand side. Our blue Zerg from Triumphant Song Gaming. It is Solar. In the bottom right, our red Protoss player. In the bottom right, Dia then looking to try and come and take something more than just this first game. Dia, man, when was the last time Dia won a tournament? When was the last time Dia won a tournament? Does anybody know? I'm gonna Wikipedia. Hang on, because I really feel it's been a lifetime ago. Results. I mean, the last time he won a major tournament was 2013. Has he won anything minor since then? The Gemini Korean Invitational Holiday Special for $200. Next spring, his team won. Blazing Series, BJ Destruction Team League, Anonymous Kung Fu League. The last time Dia won a tournament that was like $1,000 prize pool or more, or around $1,000, like a tournament as big as this one, basically. Summer Series. What was that? Well, it was in 2014 by Pewee. That's funny. Yeah, well, that would do it. That would do it. Yeah, so the last time Dia won $1,000 by winning a tournament, he's won like more than that in like 3rd and 4th places since then as well. But that was 2014. This is actually a long time since Dia even won kind of like a major online event, which is kind of wild, right? Like, yeah, he's won some of the Limo leagues, and he's won some bits and pieces here and there, and like he's won a couple of team league things, but in terms of like an individual event, that's actually crazy. That's like more than like even more than $500, you could say. You know, winning a weekly cup and all is great, but this is like, I'd count the China Team Championship preseason as a pretty serious event over a long period of time. $1,000 first place prize isn't bad, you know. As we set this up, Oracle on the way out here from the Stargate, and this one ready to go. As you see the second gateway dropping in at the front, going to see the Adept across the map. Council dropping in from Dia in the main. So just going to be seeing this time a single Oracle into a very fast Twilight Council. Gives him a little bit of a different setup, as we will see the Oracle coming through. So forth. This is pushed off the high ground and will be chased. So this could be, I mean, no robos. It looks as though it's going to be resonating glaives, right? Pretty quickly in the game. So it looks like we're going to get glaives out of this pretty soon. You see the Oracle's coming up, picks off a drone. Yeah, Nexus just building up in that third base right now, and just going to be seeing the last setting up from Solo, the Roach Roaring dropping down. A lot of build up here at the moment then. Hey, what's up, Hansen House TV? How you doing? Thank you so much for the 100 bits. As well as we just watched this early game develop. Nothing off the Twilight. I'm very surprised. I thought there'd be a little bit of something coming from this at least. But apparently not. Just gonna sit back and kinda wait this out, huh? Forge on the way down from Dia. Gonna see that lair on the way up from Solar. Getting that lair up and running. Getting a few adepts hanging around out in the center of the map. A few drones coming in. A few roaches on the way up. Also an attack charge. Extra gateway and extra robo. All the good stuff here at the moment as we do see some extra probes just being chrono boosted out. Tier is going to be hanging around in the center of the map with those adepts as well. We have got our simulators dropping on in. Bringing the assimilators in. Again, that roach speed coming through. The Evo chamber dropping in from Solar on the natural expansion. The Zerglings from Solar just going to continue out across to the left-hand side. And again, our two hallucinations going to be making their way up to the top of the map. So as roaches early with the infestation pit this fast, it looks like we're going to be seeing Solar playing a Swarm Host style. Now, Dia yesterday, so we saw one game of Dia versus Impact, and Dia was just about hanging on against Swarm Host and was able to rally himself into one larger attack, which was able to push across and eventually end the game. There's going to be a Spire from Solar as well, so almost just like all the tech choices. Almost just like all the tech choices here early on. There's going to be seeing a few extra overlords morphing in, and Infestation Pit is done. Spire on the way, still not really a sign of what exactly Solar wants to do. I still imagine it's Swarm Host, right? Unless he feels like he can get mutas up and get those up safely or so. Hey, what's up, Zormus? Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub for 2 months. Thank you very much as well. It's just gonna catch a few units here. Nothing too crazy though, really. There is, I mean, you can see still is just waiting for the Spire, right? So he's gonna build Mutalisks here. But he has that Infestation Pit too, so the follow-up Swarm Host could be a choice as well. Dia's gonna start moving on the map. I mean, if he goes across the map with everything, he actually leaves some sentries at home. If he honestly went across the map with everything, got a few extra units that could kind of fight against Mutas, it wouldn't be a bad timing. However, he is instead going to attack up, and Storm now on the way. Wants to attack as well. Let's see how well he defends the Mutas. Tell you what, 2 cannons already in the third base looks pretty good, right? Not much in the natural to defend, nothing in the main base to defend. Although we do see extra pylons building, so a possibility to reinforce a few cannons there in the center. And Mutalisks, moving through the map right now. So they are out, they are active, and starting to come down the right-hand side. Voidray is going to see them first, so that does give you just a few moments to start setting up some defensive units. Yeah, the Voidray goes down, kind of surprised the Voidray is built anyways. I think that was to go and hunt for Niduses and Swarm Horse. First meter goes down, and just going to see the mutas taking some damage as well. Couple of storms dropping. The Archon's going to come through. Man, the mutas just got massacred. That's 4 mutas down already. That's about half the Mutalisk count already dead. That's not a good start. It's really not a good start. Oh, man. Well, now more of this army from Dia coming out over the left-hand side. You're going to see some Zerglings moving through into the middle. +1 melee, passing through that halfway marker and coming up to completion. A lot of this army from Solar, Ling, Roach, Ravager, coming out to the right and gonna get ready to press on through. A couple Phoenix out now as well, shutting down these Mutalisks. So these Mutalisks really did nothing as Solar maxes out. it should really, I mean, look at the army supplies, 128 to 110. I feel like this attack from Solar should be like 140 against 90 to try and have a chance of working. Remember, the Storm's available as well. There's a good amount of Archons. The only thing really missing is perhaps a decent Immortal count. There's only one Immortal really mixed in here. Tia, please use your Storms, though. Like, I mean, this is very late in the fight before using any of the Storms. He has had splash damage, but he's just not utilized, and that maybe has allowed Solar to do a bit better, especially when you don't have the Immortal count because you built into those Storms. You really then do need to use the Storms to make up for the fact you're not just taking down the Roaches as quickly anyways. 2 more Immortals in production right now as these last few units of Dia honestly not looking good, and you can see that this is landslided. The army supply, look at this loss from Dia. He loses so much where Solar just rebuilds whatever he's losing. Dia, has he just had a really good game, defending the mutas, and then just completely screwed up this fight? Because it feels like that right now. Let's see if he can continue to hold on. Problem is, Banes are about to be here. Now, the Banes aren't going to have Bane speed right away, but they're going to help a lot against those Zealots as well. Immortals trying to get something done on the right-hand side, trying to pull back up the ramp whenever they're getting to get in trouble. The issue is it's only 2 Immortals, so they're not one-shotting Roaches, so it just takes that a little while longer. And, well, now as the units on the left side continue to drop, Solar's broken an Immortal on the natural as well. He's going to actually now focus on the 3rd base, pressing forwards, corrosive battling down a cannon. And this Immortal is in some trouble also. It kind of feels as though Solar's going to take this one down, as that's pretty much going to be it, right? A couple more corrosive biles, opening units are going to get picked away. Dia had a great setup in this game, and he really just screwed Gooch. Just didn't engage properly, didn't use his Stormers for an eternity in the fight, and was also just kind of didn't have any Immortals out, which maybe is fine because you've got Storm etc. instead, but yeah, this just didn't work at all. As the Nexus goes down, the rest of the probes dropping. Got more corrosive bars. The Phoenix continue to chase around up in the skies. Another pylon or so going down. A couple more being killed. Gonna see Roach Ravager turning back in towards the Archons here. So a few more of these Archons being picked away. The Immortals still dropping. Probes being killed. This is really again just waiting for Tia to admit defeat. I mean, 3 Immortals up, but there's just so many units from Solar, and that will be GG. Solar takes game. Oh! Dia just... No! Oh my god! Oh, that's disastrous. Oh no, he just accidentally recalled 2 of his probes. So not only... Not only does he lose 2 probes of mining early, he doesn't have a chrono boost on his first probe. That's actually going to affect his entire build quite substantially here. Missing a chrono on a probe is kind of really serious. Let's see if Dia can recover from that. As in the top left-hand side, the blue Zerg player Solar getting into this game 3 of the best of 7. So yeah, Dia just accidentally recalled his first 2 probes. What a disaster. Wardy, I'm officially watching you too much. The wife is starting to ask who's that English guy you keep watching on the internet. That means you're watching me just the right amount, because now your wife's going to get hooked, and then you guys can watch Wardy together. Alright? And then, you can both become subscribers, and you can be like, oh my god, we just have so much in common. We subscribe to the same Twitch stream. We are made for each other. Now, I feel like you might have had that moment previously in life because she's already your wife, right? But it's just that it's refinding the love, you know? Refinding the love. Alright, game 3 of this best of 7 as we kick this off and we get this going. And we've seen a probe moving from the natural over to the 3rd. In the early stages. Getting this up and ready to roll, so a little bit of build up here. Getting this started. And just going to be seeing the Stargate dropping down from Dia in the main base. Again, that Stargate up and running. Just going to be seeing the Nexus Chrono Boosting. So, I mean, obviously, overall, right, the couple of probes recalled at the start, it doesn't look like it makes a massive-ish difference. But when StarCraft comes down to the seconds, you know, a few things are just going to be a few seconds late here and there. And in the overall course of a macro game, you know, if one thing goes very well for Dia, then it's going to override that totally. But it really takes away a lot of the specifics of builds, and maybe it makes certain things easier for Solo to hold. As we do see the Adept being picked off. Link speed about halfway done here from Solo, as we do just see the second gateway dropping down from Dia at the front, so getting 2 gates up at the front. Stargate opening up with the Oracle as well, so that's just Chrono Boosting out at the moment. And again, just going to be seeing again a couple of extra gates getting ready to go, a couple more probes coming in, and that Warp Gate coming in on the Cybernetics core as well right now. So again, setting that up a little bit, creep spread here from Solar, pressing forward, some of it coming down this ramp, some of it moving out over the sides. Yeah, picking away at this Overlord. Fast Twilight Council again from DSC. Did this last game and didn't really do anything in particular with it, right? Didn't really do anything in particular with this at all, as you're going to see this Overlord goes down. Oracle will activate Pulsar Beam to protect the Stalker. Drops down a third Nexus. As with the Twilight Council, he does start Resonating Glaive, so there's going to be 3 gates warping in Adepts, and with the third Nexus on the way, this is more likely than anything else just going to be... Well, he has no Robos. He can't even build Immortals to go for like a Glaive Adept Immortal Sentry push. I actually don't even know. I guess he just has to keep probing and building up those workers to get into 3 bases and go from there. Now, the Adepts are pushing across the map, but there's A, only 4 of them, and B, Resonating Glaives is a minute away, so this Rotorin, you know, it might be scary because these Adepts are already arriving, but this Rotorin is still at a pretty decent timing here. Is he really gonna... What the hell is Dia doing? I mean, it's kind of working because there's no Lings out, but if you lose these Adepts, you've got way less Adepts to use with Resonating Glaives. So, I mean, that's obviously a negative, and these Lings now are getting into good numbers, so these Adepts are going to recall out. Well, it works. So what the hell is Dia doing? Turns into... Dia's doing something that works, but god is that scary, because if a few more Lings are out a little bit earlier, Solo just destroys them. Just destroys this. GC Lings. Out into the middle, Robo Facility dropping down about halfway along here, a couple Forges building up as well. Adepts coming through again, picking away a few of these Zerglings. Queen's coming along, and 3 drones going down, so 5 workers picked off here at the moment, and gonna make that 6. Just gonna see those Queens coming all the way into the back. So now this is where Dia's obviously hoping to get some damage done, but he shades into Lings and Roaches in this main. So this Adept count is getting damaged, battered and bruised, and 6 drones initially was nice, but is there going to be anything more than that? Well, maybe in here, because the third base doesn't look, you know, like there's much on it. We're going to be seeing a couple of these Adepts getting picked off. 2 drones going down, as we will see the Overseer of Solar just coming into the front. Again, a few sentries just going to nibble away at the Overseer, so Overseer taking some damage as it moves in towards the main base. +1 armor, +1 attack coming up at the moment, and we do see the charge starting on that Twilight Council as well. I don't know, I mean, Dia definitely did some damage there, right? He's actually on a worker lead, so... for some reason, I feel like I'm just like super negative about Dia in this game, but maybe I shouldn't be. Like I said, worker lead, does have, you know, glaives up now, and was able to kind of, you know, deal some damage there, so he's put Solo back a little bit at the very least. Meanwhile, some of these Zerglings already nibbling their way through these rocks, so rocks taking quite a bit of damage. The worker lead is the real big thing here, right? Because he went into... Because it's a Glaives attack, and maybe that's why I'm misreading this a bit, because it's a Glaives attack where you get the third so fast and you don't stop probing. maybe that makes it alright for him, because then that's why he's on that worker lead compared to usual after not doing that much. Meanwhile, 11 swarm hosts come up. So the one thing I do see now is maybe a slight issue for Dia, is that as a bunch of swarm hosts come into play, Dia's in this position where is he really set up to deal with swarm hosts? Well, he's going to actually start pushing on the map. 1-1 upgrades. And that's actually interesting as well. +1 armor is not an upgrade you usually see. So 1-1 upgrades, charge finishing. If he takes the fight now, forces the Locust and then re-engages, he's obviously got a lot of potential for him. As he kills off the first couple of queens, he's going to see the Locust, so he's just going to back away. He should just back away from this fight. He shouldn't take the fight into Locust. 3 Archons about to show up from him as well. No, don't lose the Archon. Just run away from the Locust, and then you can re-engage. And Solo has so much of his supply in Swarm Hosts that the re-engagement should be very powerful until Locusts come back up. Which means maybe you can kill his 4th base, and if you get enough damage done, you can maybe just fight that next wave of Locusts anyway. Dia won't all in off this though. Storm and +2 on the way, so he's got a follow-up planned. And he won't commit in as well either. Still nice to force the first wave of Locusts defensively no matter what, right? You know, the more Locusts that get spent on the Zerg side of the map rather than the Protoss side of the map just means the less for the Protoss to deal with overall. I'm not sure if I like this fight now, because now it feels like he hasn't reinforced this for a while. He's been setting up for ages. He's going to start backing away, which is the right decision. Zealots are around on this top side. Zealots into the natural as well. Looks like he might warp in a few towards the 4th base as well. Let's see what he wants to do. 6 workers killed so far. I mean, a few of the roaches getting killed off over to the side as well. So it's not that bad. His worker kill count is kind of increasing. Well, Prism actually still over here, so could still kind of get some of these zealots away if wanted. Rest of this army from Dia pushing up into the middle of the map. It's going to be seeing a couple of force fields dropping down. The swarm host all the way around down in the center. Locusts will pop up and try and press forwards. A couple of Locusts dropping down. Arkham taking some damage. The Templars looking for a big storm, and the first storm dropping down. A lot of damage being done there already, as we are just going to see those Locusts continue to be cleaned on out. A couple more of these Shield Barons dropping in as well. And more Archon gets picked off. 5 drones dying up on the top side. You can see the Spore-Crawler picked away as well. So really focus on this. We don't see DTs or anything, right? No. Just trying to force, I mean, killing a Spore maybe forces you to rebuild a Spore, which is essentially kind of a drone kill as well. Maybe that was just why he prioritized that so much there, as we will see the Zards out to the right-hand side. See a few more storms dropping down, Ravages and Roaches being picked away at, and again, Dia on the defensive actually has a little pool of minerals to spend here if he can. He's done a lot of eco damage, so given time, Dia's in a great spot, but as always, it's kind of the question of can he survive long enough to make that work. I tell you what, with this Immortal count, he very much so just might. The Immortal count has really been able to add up to really good numbers here, so looking very, very good, and having kept those Immortals alive throughout the game may very well be one of the reasons that Dia is able to stay in this at the moment. As you see, Zealots, Immortals coming out over the right-hand side. A couple of Swarmos taking a few shots of damage. As this army jumping in, you see the Locusts going to drop down on towards an Archon in the front. You're going to see the Swarmos coming around the right-hand side. A couple of Corrosive Bowels dropping down as well. The rest of these Immortals wanting to come across and out up to the top side and try and chase down those Swarm Hosts. Immortals as the storm drops, and again, Roaches and Ravages taking quite a bit of damage. Extra Zealot's going to go charging on through. So we'll have to pull that back again. The rest of these Zealots just going to go and chase down a few of the drones. So about 7 workers being picked away at, and oh dear. Pressing forward is going to see these Locusts from Solo starting to drop down. Hear them jumping up into the skies as well as they're going to keep on pressing forwards. This little storm dropping in on the Locusts initially. I mean, this is going to be cleaned up pretty quick, so Dia's able to pull all the way back. Solo is still just building up of 40 drones. Loses a few more drones to Zealots here and there. not even mining off a 4th base. So Solo's economy is so low, all Dia has to do is keep defending. He must know this as well. You know, as these Zealots run by the 4th base, they see there's no workers on it, so he must know there is no need for him to be overly aggressive. He just has to defend. He's in a good spot. The Swarm is actually going to go and be offensive. So the Swarm is actually going to go and attack, and in the meantime, the army is out in the middle of the map. It could have gone across the map to trade. You're going to see the Locust now. Is there any way to save this? Probably not, right? I mean, yeah, you just sort of lose that from virtue of, again, being out of position. So Dia will lose the 4th base, so loses a bit of his own economy. Like I say, that was really the time to kind of maybe get something done as roaches go wandering through the immortal count. It's obviously not pretty. Yeah, I would have liked it if Dia had pushed up across the top left there, but that's such a hard call to make in the moment as well. You know, given what we can see, obviously I was like, oh, well, that'd be a great move, but it's so hard for Dia to know that, because he doesn't know where the rest of the army is. He doesn't know what that army is looking like at that point in time. And when your base is about to be under attack as well, you're like, oh, let's go deal with that rather than focusing around elsewhere. Another couple storms dropping. Nexus will drop down from Dia in the 4th base, so we're expanding, but again, given time, I mean, Dia is getting close to maxing out right now, and it's again, if you look at the units lost, he's lost 5 Immortals and 6 Archons, which is, you know, a fair few units, but look how many more he's replaced them with. I mean, mostly Immortals here, not many Archons, but of course, Storm available as well. Stalkers, see no Swarm Host there, no Blink though. Oh, they do have Blink. Oh, well, obviously he sees the rest of the army here now. Blink on top might have been the right call, but it's, again, so hard to make that call because you don't know if he's dragging into more army. Those storms on the Ravagers. My god, those Ravagers take a beating. There's the Locust over here. I mean, now these swarms on their own, now I would almost say take those Ravagers up there. I guess at the same time, you can come back over here and fight these very dilapidated in HP Ravagers. Solo just knows his army's being drawn out a bit too thinly, and that's going to be GG's. Dia goes up 2-1 in the best of 7. Resub. Thank you so much. Get some love in the chat for additional pylon, guys. Has a much better start to this game from Dia. Doesn't recall his probes. And does actually just get the mining and has the first chrono boost available in the next few moments. Thank you so much, additional pylon, for that 1.5 years resubscribing, as we have got in the bottom right our red Protoss player Dia. Up 2-1 against the blue Zerg player. It is Triumphant Sun Gamer. Solar. Dia playing pretty good today. Considering he's doing really good in game 2, the game he lost as well, and it felt like that maybe was one he perhaps should have won. Bro coming up in towards the back of the mineral line. Drone going to go fighting away. And a few extra drones just being built up in these early stages. As the extractor will pop down. Again, probe moving around a little bit at this point. Spawning pool dropping down. Hatch gas spawning pool. Now a drone or so then set to go. We do just see the Overlord of Solar heading down to the lower right hand side. Wardy, don't underestimate Deer again. Honestly, maybe I shouldn't have done. But I mean, at the same time, there's got to be a point where he proves himself to not be underestimated, right? And for me, he just hasn't really done that in previous tournaments as of late. So, I'm always happy to see players doing better than expected. You can bet your booty that next time I go and cast a DS series, they'll be like, well, don't forget his run in the China Team Championship preseason. Destroyed TY. You know, put up a showing against Solar. If he wins this series, we can say he destroyed Solar as well. You know? Sign up into this game number 4 of this best of 7. It'd be great to see Dia coming back to full strength. We really need some Protoss to kind of buffer up the Korean scene at the moment. Stats rumored to leave for the military soon. Nobody really knows what's happening with Possess. We lost Hero, we lost Classic this year. you know, obviously Trap's been emerging as like one of those dominant Protoss players as well, but someone like Dia showing up and like, you know, going big would be kind of a big, you know, it'd be kind of nice. I'd be kind of down for that as we see these few circles going to go chasing this Adept away down the left-hand side. This Adept's actually going to shade back up in towards the natural, and a Fueling is going to go in after that. Link speed about halfway along as we do see the Adept moving around on the third, and a second Adept from DM joining up together as well. The Queen pulling back up toward the natural expansion. It's a little bit of pressure with the Stargate opening. I think the real question, more than what Dia does, is almost what Solar does. What sort of style is he going to bring out this time? Swarm Host, does he try and go mutas again? Two Depths continue to shade away. Let's see the second gateway finishing up in the wall off here. So again, that second gate finished, and we do see again Adept just sitting out front. Oracle from Dia hanging around the front as well. Roach Roaring dropping down from Solar in the natural expansion. And we do just see this Phoenix just patrolling around towards the center. Here comes the circling out over to the far right. And again, Roach Roaring about halfway done. A few Lings coming up, a couple of Overlords coming through. A lot of building up here right now as we do see this Nexus from Dia about to finish up on the third base. Two Oracles going to jump up in towards the main base. We do see the few Queens just going to be going in after the Oracle. 9 Roaches on the way out. Robo Facility setting up as well. But the Robo, obviously, maybe some aggressive follow-ups from this. I mean, Triple Oracle, too, is something we haven't seen yet from Dia. Well, it's now Double Oracle. He's going to kill, what, a second Queen? He loses 2 Oracles. This is not worthwhile. If you kill these Queens and you keep the Oracles alive, then brilliant. But losing 2 Oracles for this, that really isn't worthwhile. That said, I mean, especially in this case as well, because Solar is pushing across the map. He's actually just stuck on 41 drones. He's just going to get aggressive. I mean, Dia knows it. He's building 6 shield batteries on the third base. But that's going to be a massive issue. He actually rebuilds another Oracle as well. Imagine these Oracles are alive. They could already be killing the Ravagers coming across the map. Instead of having used that energy up on the Queens, that was really not the right call at all, was it? Force Fields here, try and buy some time for these units to get back. Shield batteries will finish at least now. Again, the one Oracle, the couple of Oracles are up will go in after the Ravagers. The Queen's not here yet. Transfusions are available, and we'll transfuse this Ravager that's getting pretty low. The issue with the Oracles is it's an investment that now, when they're out of energy, now they don't help out any longer. Also going to be seen Solar getting ready to come up from this bottom side ramp. A couple of force fields here from Dia. First Immortal's about to pop, so life is starting to get a bit easier for him, but is it in time? Lings are now starting to stream through, and again, these units are just out of position because they're down on the bottom, so they're not in range of all these shield batteries that are meant to give you all that lovely healing. Yeah, it's looking pretty brutal, huh? Dia is going to come out with the Immortal, but again, it's not near the shield batteries, so in itself, it's not having a great time, as it's going to be in some trouble soon, and that's why he goes running back to the natural. There's a couple of shield batteries here, but, well, when there's only the Immortal to worry about, it's not really an issue. Necrosis bow down the batteries. The Lings are already in, so the Immortal goes down. The sentries are trying to force field to save themselves. Probes are dropping. This attack of Solar will work out. The Triple Oracle investment slows down the rest of your attack, and then to give those 2 Oracles up for 2 Queens, it's just going to make this hold impossible. You just won't do it. Your tech's too late. Your Oracles are no longer on the 7 finals. Tied up 2-2 in the top right-hand side, our red Protoss player. This is going to be Dia. Going up against the Blue Zerg in the bottom left-hand side from Triumphant Song Gaming. Solar able to tie this up with that aggressive attack down Simulacrum. As we go into game 5, I would have been interested to see what Dia would have gotten into for the mid-game properly then, if he would give him the chance to, because again, it was the first time we really saw him playing triple Oracle compared to playing just double Oracle Tech. So it was kind of finally the time for him to kind of switch it up a bit, and well, fell apart. Obviously, in a best of 7 like this one, it feels really tough for Protoss because it feels like you need like a different build, like not necessarily every matchup, but you need a few different good builds to kind of win these games. And you know, obviously, the longer a series, the tougher it is to come up with a lot of unique builds as Protoss. Whereas, you know, from the Zerg, you're like, well, I have 2 or 3 different compositions I like to use, you know, and then a lot of it comes down to being very reactionary and so on. It's a very different sort of scenario. Set this up. Probe coming in and chasing down the drone, which pulls away to the left-hand side. Third hatchery going to be finishing soon. Nexus dropping down on the natural, and the cybernetics core from Deer here is also going to be done in just a few moments. Circling speed from Solar, setting up in the main. And again, the probe of Deer just patrolling away on the natural expansion, setting up at the moment. Getting this going. Speed coming through, we will see the Stargate dropping down from Deer in the main base. And the first depth just going to be shading forwards already as well, heading down out to the middle of the map. Stargate going to be finishing here from Deer in the main then, and just going to be seeing again Nexus Chrono boosting away. Link speed coming through here from Solar as well, so just getting that set up ready to roll. Just getting that link speed up and running. Did you see the Stalker going to come in after the Overlord, so we're going to take a little bit of damage. Link speed going to be finishing. Again, waiting for this Oracle to come out, and then again the tech from there. Couple drones dropping down then. Robot facility going to be finishing up soon. That Twilight Council starting up in the main. It's dropping down here in that main. So setting that up, getting that rolling. Robot and the Twilight Council getting ready to roll. So with these gates coming up, Temple Archive is down. The interesting part is he sets up into this Archon drop off of just one Oracle, right? And this is why you go into the Archon drop, because it's a very quick movement towards the Archons. You're able to do this and go into the Archon drop quickly. The charge starts real quick as well, so that gives you the option to warp in a few Zealots alongside these Archons. Don't think he's really going to want to do that, but there's 2 more gates again, so now this is really aggressive. Depends how many Roaches Solar has, though. The Roaches look like they'll be up in time to deal with this, which generally means warping in Zealots doesn't do much, but again, it kind of comes down to the numbers. And again, just the Prism coming into the upper left-hand side. Lings hanging around underneath the charge, about halfway done. Gates coming through. They're going to be finishing up from Solar. Again, Lings and Roaches continue to build. And the Prism of Deer coming out through the top side. Couple Archons going to get lifted then from Deer as they're going to be heading down the bottom left. A few Zerglings running across and looking to be a little bit aggressive. Probe gets picked off to start. Charge bout to finish up as well in the Twilight Council. And a few more Lings going to be done soon. The Roaches as well. And as you see, a couple of Adepts getting picked off, so they just got taken down over in the natural expansion. And again, the rest of the army coming down the left side here from Deer, so he's probing up behind this, is setting up into a third, and so he's keeping a really good drone count of Solar, but it just means this attack will not do anything. You know, the benefits of this from Dia is, well, he's going to walk in more Zealots. The thing is, Dia is, of course, forcing Solar to make more units. The more units Solar makes, the more that Dia kind of stays in a really good work account. Lings across the map countering have killed a couple of those probes, however. Now that's a lot of Zealots you've used that aren't actually useful. And now the one thing Solar can do is say, well, yes, you might be close to being work account, but hey, I have a hell of a lot of units. You've just lost 12 Zealots and done nothing, apart from force me to make units. So I'm not just going to sit back and waste these units. I'm going to get across the map and put them to use. So away goes Solar, off up to the top right-hand side. Forge dropping down. Meanwhile, from Dia, Mortal still coming out. This Lingroach Ravager army getting set to go. And, well, I mean, Dia's going to be in for a tough defense here. Again, just lost a lot of the early units. And now Solar reinforcing this with Zerglings as well. Roach is pressing forward. Still coming through. Roaches and Ravagers continue to get up as we do see a couple of Zarkons going down. Yeah, there's just no way. You can't hold this. Like, you give up too many Zealots and Solar just reacts to it perfectly. It's one of those builds from Dia which works so well if Solar undermakes units. Because he just gets, you know, cleaned up. He just gets cleaned out. When Solar makes the right amount of units, it's also one of those weird ones where because Dia committed to the fight, it's not actually good for Dia. Because he just lost too much army to then realistically pull back and defend. And Solar will take the lead in this series for the very first time. Subscription, help us out a little bit. On the top right-hand side, our red Protoss player here is Dia. Down in the series for the first time. Can he still hold his nerve and come back to give us an almighty ace match in the best of 7? Bottom left side, our blue Zerg is Solar. And hey, what's up, Ghastly TV with the Twitch Prime sub? Thank you so very much. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. How many subs are we on? 1,320. Oh, 29 still. So, oh, the sub drop's already happening. We had 1,331 before. We've dropped down to after getting some extra subs. Oh dear. Oh dear. Overlord from Solar heading up to the upper right. As you see, Hatch, Gas, and Pool getting going. Gateway going to be finishing up from Dia at the front. The Nexus dropping down on the Natural. I'm just going to be seeing this probe of Dia going to be setting up at the front as well. Just going to see the Stab Gold building then. So Gate Nexus cool as we get this underway on Eternal Empire. Nice macro focus map for this game, number 6, huh? And Solar could be looking to take down the China Team Championship here and now. Don't forget, guys, very exciting. It's very, very exciting. It's the WardiTV 2020 launching tomorrow. We've already announced Raynor as our first player. Tomorrow the qualifiers start, so European qualifier tomorrow evening. $7,000 tournament. Biggest tournament we've ever ran on WardiTV. Gonna be freaking awesome, so do check that out. And make sure you're here for the WardiTV 2020 European qualifiers tomorrow evening. It really is going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. As you see the Stargate coming up from Dia over in the main. The probe coming across the map. It's going to be seeing the link coming up towards the third base, then the other link coming down the left-hand side from Solar. Stalker just dealing a little bit of damage to the Overlord, taking a few shots here and there, and a couple of drones going down as you do see the Adept able to pick up a couple of those. So the Adept's having a pretty good time here so far. And getting a couple of kills, and now the Queen going to chase that Adept up in towards the main base. It's actually not bad though. A couple of drones here earlier. Now the Oracle coming across. How many Oracles do we see? It's one Oracle into Phoenix. So You know, obviously, it's actually interesting to build a Phoenix after you've built a Stargate. Sorry, a Stalker. Which kind of makes me think that this is maybe double Stargate Phoenix, but then why did you build the Stalker? Two drones going down as the Oracle gets pushed away. Nexus will drop in from D on the third base. So getting that ready to go. A couple extra probes coming out. Spore Crawlers dropping down from Solar in the bottom left-hand side. And again, this Phoenix just picking away at the Overlord and is going to be able to take it down. Again, just get ourselves into this one. Nexus building up on the third base. Going to be seeing a couple of the Adepts coming down the right-hand side. Sentry going to be finishing up here. So it's an early few sentries to defend that third. It's again just a few Adepts and yeah, an Oracle into one Phoenix and then just Forge dropping down. So Dia's just going to play macro. With again a few Adepts showing up early. There's a few Lings out and I'm not sure these Adepts really do much. The initial shade there was kind of is a little short, right? If you shade over here, really in range of the drones, the way he did shade just didn't go so well, although actually it turns out pretty good. He decides to stick around over here with these Adepts. He's lost 2 of them so far, as we're going to be seeing the other Adepts going to be shading out away back up to the top right-hand side. So those Adepts are going to get away for the moment. He's actually here with the speed going to go in after the Adept and just going to be able to get that kill as well, so Adept will go down. So all the Adepts picked off. Obviously you did force some Zerglings, you're able to clean out some bits and pieces as well. Not all so bad. And the start of this, you see the Zergling getting picked off. And the rest of these Lings going up this ramp. The Zealots will say hello right away. Turn those Zerglings around. Hey, thank you so much, Anonymous Gifter, gifting out a sub to Lomely. So much of the generosity as we do see. Lings backing away, and they're going to take some more damage as well. A couple of gates, not quite here, but the Oracle's there to defend anyways, so not a big issue. This is a mover that's not going to do anything. You have to pull away with this because, I mean, you know, what do you actually have? Right? There's just sent. He's going to throw triple Hallucinated Phoenix in towards the main. So Phoenix going to fly through in towards the main base here and just going to see absolutely nothing because the Infestation Pit is on the third. That's amazing. You go triple Hallucinated Phoenix and you don't see the Infestation Pit. I mean, that's just bad placement of the hallucinations, right? With that many hallucinations, oh my god, he still doesn't see the Infestation Pit. I mean, 3 hallucinations, you should send 1, you know, maybe 2 through the natural to the main and then 1 towards the third base. Just feel like that's a little bit of a mistake. Well, just going to be seeing the Nexus dropping in from D on the top side. He's going to take this top 4th rather than the low ground one. Usually you see the low ground one initially and then taking the top one afterwards. I guess Solo going to do this a little bit of a different way around this time, as we do have the couple Lings from Solo coming across. Sentry's going to get nibbling. Again, just some damage being done. And Templa's getting set up and ready to roll, and again, Nidus on the far right side. Also setting up. Getting ready for those Swarm Hosts. Just getting those Swarm Hosts up and running. I mean, with Storm already well in the way, it feels as though Dia should be able to deal with the first few Swarm Hosts without too many issues. Just going to have those Zealots trying to run down towards the third base. A few Lings coming in, a couple of Roaches coming through. So let's charge on by, and just going to be seeing a couple of those drones getting picked away. So 2 drones getting picked off. Zealot sees the Swarm Hosts jumping out from over here as... I apologize. Well, you know, that's just me getting distracted. I apologize, guys. The Nexus has already gone down to Locust, so Dia loses the natural. So the Locust there very successful. Doesn't look like that was very interesting or anything. He just straight up didn't have units around, so natural goes down. And a couple of Storms dropping, those Roaches taking some hits. We're going to be seeing some more being done. Sorry guys, I didn't realize my email's open. Sorry for that bang. God damn it. What a terrible couple of moments. As we're going to be seeing the Locust going in. They get the robot facility. So yeah, sorry, that bing was on my end. It's my email giving me a ding-dong. PvZ's coming in the bottom side. They're going to target down an extractor, which is like, okay, cool. I mean, you know, deny my gas a little bit. Just feels like Deer isn't doing much with his counterattacks, and these Swarm Hosts and Locusts so far have done a lot. A real whole bunch so far here is... You see another Storm of Sword dropping down. We're just going out to the left, going to pick up the Stalker. Storm's dropping down. You see the Nexus getting picked off, so that'll fall. And again, another Nidus off over to the left-hand side. Roaches and Ravagers to the top here. Gonna see some extra Stalkers of Deer warping in. Extra probes being picked away. Another nice Storm on top of that Roach Ravager. A few nice Storms on top of that Roach Ravager. Man, I mean, that's certainly a good defense, but again, you're broken with no natural expansion here. At least some drones go down as Deer's pressuring the bottom side of the map. The thing is, Deer's not breaking down that solo economy to be as low as he did in that first game on that game on Nightshade, right? The one where he was, like, seemingly, it seemed as though he was just like, he took a lot of damage, but then he was able to, again, deny the Zerg economy really nicely. So eventually solo got broken down. This game, it's Deer who's not able to keep the economy going. He seems to be in a lot of trouble. I mean, he just can't get that natural expansion up for the life, you know, to save his life. Right now, it probably would save his life if he was able to get it up. It's still a slight worker lead from Deer, and 3 bases, 66 probes kind of is working, but there are some probes long distance mining. I mean, finally, Deer pushes over this right side to pick off these Niduses, but at the same time, there's another Nidus coming down elsewhere. Coming up to the top side. Roaches and Ravagers starting to press on through. A couple of cannons going down. Here come these Locusts pressing forwards. A couple of Storms dropping. Immortal going to take a lot of damage there. I mean, now this top side base drops. And what do you do about that? The Locusts are just going to keep forcing this army away. Probably could have got a High Templar there for target fight. And you lose the top side base, so you lose 12 workers. You haven't even rebuilt the natural this time as DS. You're actually down to 2 bases of income. I mean, it's kind of brutal. Yeah, your army is kind of good. The Storms are definitely landing. They're doing a lot of damage when they land. As I just see again the rest of this Roach Ravager coming across. A few more units popping out of this Nidus Swarm, and we will see the Nexus again setting up in the natural. The army of Deer coming around into the center of the map. Another Nidus from Solar setting up over on the right side, and a Phoenix already nibbling its way through the Locusts. As the Locusts drop down, they're going to hit this Nexus. That'll drop. And meanwhile, oh no, High Templar's in the OL. He's going to drop all the Storms he can, but he just lost all his High Templar for, I'm not going to say for free, because actually Solar maybe got a little bit cocky there and didn't split the Roaches up at all, so he did eat quite a lot of Storm damage, but no, now those Templar are dead, so you've got to replace those High Templar if you want to bring them back again. Also just not great. Yeah, this is kind of a downward spiral and has been for a little while, unfortunately for Deer. This best of 7 just isn't turning out the way he would like it to, I'm pretty sure right now. Not going his way at all. As a GC +1 melee upgrade from Solar, going to be finishing up. I mean, he's already got +2 missiles, no hives, so he can't go into +3. Yeah, start the melee upgrades eventually. Typically, you go into Ling Bane behind this, right? But I'm not sure if he needs to. But, I mean, obviously, good to set those upgrades up just in case he does end up doing it. Lucas will not be here to join this fight. So again, Roach Ravager on its own doesn't do well, but not having the Locust there to help the fight just means that he's out here dealing damage. He will not get the base. Okay, he will get the base. Locusts do so much damage there, it's crazy. As you can see, a Storm dropping down. Going to be seeing this Nidus getting taking a bit more damage as well, dodging away there, Deer. A few Stalkers blinking forwards. The Nidus on the right going to take some damage as well. No, the Storm, Roaches and Ravagers getting picked away at. Again, a few more Corruptors just on the way up right now. Just gonna see that Nidus network dropping down over on the left side, and again, army from Deer pressing forwards. Just trying to get a bit of something done, but really not finding much luck with that at all just yet. Still pressing through, a couple of corrosive bars dropping. Ravagers taking a lot of damage, and eventually these Ravagers are going to go down. Stalkers will blink in, and again a bit more Roach Ravager being picked away at. Spine Crawlers being taken down as well. A couple of drones going down. Spine Crawler being picked away at. Locust going to pop up. Storm comes up in the sky, and again just going to see those Locusts continuing to wiggle their way forwards through the skies. Broodlords are now out, so I mean this is what Solo's been building up into all of this time, just building up into Broods. We've been fully focused on what Dia's been up to because he's just been busy dying. And, well, Solo now, basically just as Dia comes in for the all-in attack to try and somehow win the game maybe, now he's just going to be Broodlorded back home. And he loses all the High Templars, bar a couple here again. A lot of Stormers dropping down. A lot of Roach Ravager lost, but Solo can rebuild that. Again, Solo's economy is not great, only 49 drones, but it's in a game where he has a lot of units and a very strong standing army to make this work. As he brings it out across to the top side of the map. So bringing that up to the top. And Locusts just keep on firing. Up to the top again, looking to try and drop down in towards a few of these Archons. The Maul's going to be taking a bunch of damage as well. Again, Brood's going to fire away, and really good damage being done. A lot of Archons and Immortals being picked away at. These Stalkers all going down also, and it really, again, feels as though this is pretty much going to be it. The Roaches and the Ravagers here just going to clean this out, and Solar is going to take game number 6. And Solar is your China Team Championship preseason victor